So ladies and gents, it's that time of year in FC24 where the ultimate team of the season comes out. And with the link showing what I think is quite a mid team of the year, I think if I put them in career mode, I could try rebuild them. Or not really rebuild them. They've had good seasons in real life, as these are all the players translated into the game. As sorry Sheffield United, we've took your place in the Premier League, as we are going to take over team of the season for 10 years. And do you guys want kits like this one, or even this one? If you do, make sure to check out Soccer Deal Shop, link in the description. Cheap and affordable replica kits, and if you use MWS in the promo code checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. As we've got to establish what we've got first, we had to put two keepers in. I've gone for Areola and Alisson. I know, stealing two of the best ones in the Premier League for their clubs, but when you look at Team of the Year, you need the best keepers, and them to have been Prem standouts, as we're going for 10 years, and that's quite a problem, because we've got 30-plus-year-olds, and that means we've got to try and win as many trophies as possible straight away, because these might want to retire. But I'm going to try and not let them. I'm going to try and keep players here, as of course the challenge, as you just might have gathered, is to win as many trophies in 10 seasons as possible. We're not just aiming for the Champs League, we want quite a few of them. As here at Team of the Season FC, we need to get a tactic together, and with our team, come on, we need to establish ourselves. And tiki-taka football, that's what the best teams play, apart from Gegenpress of course, but we're going with tiki-taka. Trying to play like Prime Barca, but we are doing it in the Premier League, as you've seen this already. This is the team we have on paper. The formation's quite good. Actually, one change to make. I'm going to put Klaus in ahead of Hincapie, who could be useful. Also, I think it's stressing we need to change positions round, because Mujica, he might be good in the future, but straight away I'm not really going to trust him up front. So I'm going to put Zaha up there and try and change his position. Or centre forward. That's the best position we can train players, as this man right here, David Costa. The mini Ronaldo, the mini Leao. I'm going to train him to be our future striker in the future. Of course, in the future. I'm training a lot of these players to play in different positions to try and help us out. And that includes training Hincapie as a left back. We need to change positions around, and I don't trust Anthony Robertson or Robinson. I will play him season number 1 though. I need players in their positions, and that is what we're going with. Can this team, as we try to count trophies, win anything season 1? As we jump in straight through it. As season number 1's over, and it is worth stating that we weren't in the Premier League, we swapped with Sheffield United, and that of course means we took their place and they don't have Champs League, as this is how our team's gone. Zaha not playing. I did change him to centre forward, and this position is centre forward, but still the game has decided to put Mujica there. Okay, not bad, and I don't mind the team. We should be top 4 at least. Get Champs League for next year. But of course we want to be winning trophies along the way, as we do get top 4 over Aston Villa. Liverpool and Spurs down there, and I kind of understand why. We took Szoboszlai, Alisson, and Christian Romero. We have weakened other teams, as Aston Villa having a great season. Got Manchester City in the final of the FA Cup, where we crashed out to Newcastle 1-0 in a round 3 replay, as the Carabao Cup, Man City win that. We lost to them in the quarterfinals in this one, 4-3. And that is not very nice. Could have had a chance for greatness, as Alisson is the best rated and the top scorer at the club is Bruno Fernandes. As it's interesting seeing the budget, 169 million, which we cannot spend. We've got our set squad. As also at the side, we've got our snazzy looking manager. Let me know in the comments below if you rate that fit. As also, whilst you're down there, we are on a race to 25,000 subscribers before May 9th. And if we could hit that, I would be forever grateful, as this is how our team is looking. Do we make any changes heading into this season? I don't know. I mean, we've got Costa and Doku down here. 2 players I am dying to get involved. But hey, we've got 10 years. They'll get involved at some point. As this team as it is, should be winning at least one trophy. I believe so anyway, as Doku's actually hit 23 and a centre forward. Man, it doesn't even improve him. I'll try and make him a striker, but it's going to take a long time. But hey, we've got a long time. We've got chuffing 10 years. As in, Capier's taking his time, but he's only got 2 weeks till he's a left back. And I think I'm going to put him in. He has to start starting games. Sorry, Anthony Robinson, but you're getting took over. And it's only a matter of time till Bissek takes over. As going into Season 2, I've got all the coaches I can get. And I'm not going to change from tiki-taka despite no trophies. But one thing about this season is the formation I'm watching. It's on Fraud Watch, you know. And it could change. I'm not going to go ahead and bite the bullet just yet, as we'll get straight into this season. We start with Manchester City. As before we get over to that, I mean, they're putting a bid in for Luka Modric, who still stayed at 87 rated. That is very good. As I've also put a mode on to try and stop players going down all the way, because ultimately, it's going to turn 47 at some point in this save, as there's only one player that wants out altogether, and that's our starting striker, Wilfried Zaha. That could be a morale issue, as ultimately, he's not going anywhere. He's staying in the team. As can we beat City? We want to win a trophy in this save, and the Premier League could be won. A draw against the Citizens? That's not too bad. But it's not the only competition, of course. We just want trophies in any shape or form, including the Champions League. And we start, as we always do, looking at our squad. And Wilfried Zaha, well, he's just a player you can't keep happy. Man United couldn't, Cardiff couldn't, and ultimately Crystal Palace couldn't. So he's coming off the bench. St. Maximin up top. His time to shine, as I'll add Mujica back to the bench. I've got to do that, really, haven't I? As I've also got to do a few things. I've got to keep tabs on Captain Modric and Nicolas Otamendi, as them two are the oldest. And they're really going to start going down. When they do, though, not to fear, we've got Jan Laurel Bissek, who we've got to somehow get a bit of game time, because he's wasting his potential. As also, I'm looking at Klaus, because he's 32-year-old. Maybe Anthony Robinson, we could train as a right back. So that's what we're going to do. It should only take 2 weeks, as we haven't even finished top 4. And we only lost 5 games. We lost one more than the champions Manchester City, who we drew to. But it was draws that make us finish outside of the top 4. That could mean no Champions League football. Europa League, though, maybe we've got a bigger chance to win a trophy. As we don't win the FA Cup, where did we even finish in this? Oh my days. Somewhere very low down. We must have got round 4. Yeah, round 4, Brentford. That is absolutely shocking. But wait, we do win our first trophy in the Carabao Cup. We beat Arsenal and banged that one into the cabinet. But we only just did it, winning a couple of games on penalties. As Champions League, oh, it's PSG versus Milan in the final. Where did we come? We did win our group easily. 6 wins out of 6 games. That is tremendous. But it was PSG who were in the final who stopped us in the round of 16. Fair enough, as we've got 290 rated players in Alisson and Fernandes. But who's our best player? It is Bruno Fernandes again with 36 goal contributions. But second this time is Rafinha the winger. Alright, okay, it's season number 3 and we've got 1 trophy. And also, we need to be more tactical now. Robinson changing position. It doesn't do anything for his rating, but we're going to have to mix and match the team so it has a good future. Because we don't have many players, and we've got players rotting on this bench. Of course, the likes of Loftus-Cheek, Bissek, and Doku. Also, Mohamed Kudus is only 24, but Costa, man, I really want to get him involved. I think we're maybe 1 or 2 seasons away from Modric and Otamendi's retirement. And once they do retire, I do have a plan in mind. And that does require a formation change. So stay holding to your horses. This could get different. As of course, as well, we finished last season in the Europa League, which the imaginary board we have expects us to win. As yeah, we do want to be improving with each season that goes on, so could we get 2 trophies in our hunt for silverware? This could be a sneaky weird season, you know, as players I haven't touched upon Rafinha and Szoboszlai. Probably butchered his name like I do every single name. I just feel bad because they're just keeping other players out. As my future plan does involve them, don't worry, but in a different role, as we've got to start with Chelsea this year. Doesn't get any easier, does it? At all for these lads, as we do get a win though, and we need top 4 at least this year, because I want to be in, well, the Champions League, which I've accidentally clicked, but we're only in the Europa League, and we should be winning it judging that group we've got. And when I touched upon having just a little bit in the tank from our old lads, Modric and Otamendi, looks like he's lost his legs with only 39 pace, so finally, we don't have to waste Basika's potential. He jumps in, we're changing the team around before we see if we've got any trophies, as I'm ready to change this team. More to come on that when we go into next season, as we finished in top 4, only by a point though. At least we stopped drawing games, but we didn't stop losing to championship teams in Leeds United in the FA Cup. Then Man United in the Carabao, partnered with a humiliating defeat to Ajax in the Europa League. Made it all the way to the final. We even beat Bayern Munich on penalties. Napoli, another good team. How have we managed that? Seriously, for a team that is the team of the season, to have only 2 players carrying and 2 trophies? That's quite embarrassing so far. And this year we're doing it. We're changing the squad round. We are 4 seasons in, and we've got so much wasted potential. Can't be having that any longer, and the formation I am going to involves centre forwards and centre midfield still. The 4-3-2-1, with it being my favourite Ultimate Team formation, it kind of makes sense. With an Ultimate Team-based team, we've dragged Bruno back, we've put Kudus on one wing, and Rafinha, that's right, he's the striker that's been hiding. Look at this, he's trained already. Why did I not notice this man? Get in, finally, a decent striker at 29. We're trying to do the same with Mohamed Kudus, but that takes longer. We're changing Doku around to positions that would actually get him game time. The only player that hasn't changed, as we've moved Fernandes back to centre mid, is Dominik Szoboszlai. He's going to take quite a while. And I'm going to try and put Mudryk back on this bench. Sorry, Loftus-Cheek, you're out of here. As we've got players that can actually swap and a decent team all round. And I mean, I like the change around. Still, we've got an 80 rated Bisek. He was 79 a moment ago. And we still draw into Newcastle. And I'm still so annoyed that we didn't win the Europa League last year, as we're back in the Champions League at least. With a group I think we should win every single game in. Again, let's just hope the formation change maybe makes that happen. Yes, yes, yes! And this is more like it as we approach halfway through. We've got a 90 rated striker finally in our ranks. A brilliant midfield and a still upcoming defense with players getting swapped in, including Jeremy Doku. A rating rise in him, and that's because still Kudus hasn't trained. I'll change him to a centre forward. He's just never going to make it as a striker. As did he strike many goals. I mean, it was Rafinha who got the most. 45 goals and 55 contributions. That's sensational, Raf, but it wasn't enough to win the Premier League. 1 point off. It will be ours soon as FA Cup. That's ours. Get in there. Beating Liverpool. That is another trophy in the cabinet we've not won. Love it. As Carabao Cup, we was knocked out by Brighton on penalties. Fair enough, you know, as we didn't make the Champions League final. We came second in our group as well, squeezing through as we beat Madrid. We beat Barca. And then we lost to the other Madrid. As halfway through, I think we've had the best half we could possibly have from Luka Modric. But it's time to sit in the reserves. Alongside Wilfried Zaha, who just gave up straight away because we put in Loftus-Cheek on the bench. Don't want to lose all his potential. Sure, he'll be getting pretty old as we've got a decent team. And how old is he actually? He is. Where is he? Oh my days, he's 31. Oh my days, Loftus-Cheek. Where did the years go? I remember when he was a young prospect. Coming through at Chelsea, or actually Crystal Palace it was. On the loan he went on, as we've got the Community Shield. Do we count this as a trophy though? Maybe I might. It depends what Editor Max does. I'll just leave him to it. As it's Champions League football year this year round, and I'm interested to see the bids that we're getting. Burnley offering 131.5 million for Jeremy Doku and 150 million from Paris for Rafinha. Absurd. Absolutely obscene, you know. And we win the Community Shield. Maybe we count that. I still don't know. As this is the group we've got, because we're still going in the Champions League. We've got to win at least once. And I can't lie to you, I should have kept it till the start of next season at least. But I took a big gamble in changing Maxi to a striker and putting Kudus in the team, as he's got a few years on him. So hopefully he should stay in and do what Doku's done. Costa's still on our bench, as Rafinha still our main striker, 31-year-old, but hitting 36 goals. And also we've still got Dominic Szoboszlai, who's only 27, hitting 22 assists. I don't know what's harder, as I know one thing that's proving to be hard, for us at least, is winning the Premier League, second again to Man City. I don't care about the Community Shield, I care that they're still dominating us, beating us in the FA Cup semis. Oh my days, and we lost in the final of the Carabao to Liverpool. We're not going to get many trophies, you know, unless we win the Champions League, and I hate seeing City again. Just get City out of my face. It is a disgrace. Halfway through, and we're still not winning the Champions League, which we win season number 1 most of the time when we take care with the saves. Shows when we sim in through quickly, and we don't get that little break, we're just getting hammered, as Barca beat us there. And I know we can't spend any of it, but season number 6, we have racked up £508 million in our budget. That's actually extraordinary, as we've got this team, of course, where we still can't make signings. It's quite hard to not do. It's one thing I love to do, and also one thing I want to do, because our bench players, they're all on the decrease. Apart from Loftus-Cheek, and apart from Mujica still going, I feel sorry for him, because he's just not good at looking at all. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've got no interest in playing him. As Luka Modric, after a season of not playing, still 84. That's actually extraordinary. It's just a shame Otamendi didn't keep up, because our bench defenders are actually quite shocking. And it'll probably be no coincidence that Guardiola's beating us all the time, because he'll have a strong bench and still complain about having too many games. He's already trying to kill the FA Cup to get his players having a little bit of a break on their 100k a week, as we win 3-0. That's in our first game, as we're top of the league after 4, but of course we're just knocking on the door of the Champions League. With Inter, Sporting and FCSB, can we finally just maybe get into the final? And when I mention the bench not being very good, well, you can see our attackers on the bench, plus Modric still going. It's just crazy now, but the team in particular, well, the ratings in the team, they're the highest they will probably ever be. Still could do with a few 90 rated, as finally, just finally, we've won the Premier League, only taking 3 defeats. Trophy in the bag, but it's not the only one of the season. FA Cup 1. We beat Brighton 3-1. Go on, Carabao Cup. Oh, it's not going to be the treble. Where did we go out in this? Oh, my days. Early on, I presume. Brighton beat us in round 3, and I guess we got revenge later on by beating them in the FA Cup as the Champions League final. Not there. We lost in the quarterfinals again to Napoli. When we're on the bottom of that list, we always lose. As speaking of lists, we should have someone up for the Ballon d'Or this year. It's got a 93 Szoboszlai and a Rafinha scoring for fun. And I don't know about Ballon d'Or just yet, Season 7, but I know Mohamed Kudus is picking up awards for fun. Also, I've got to mention, I think the kitten badge is exceptional. I just really love the Creator Club symbols here. I don't know what it is, but it's really caught my eye, as we've got, what is that, maybe 5 90 rated? Call me optimistic, call me deluded. I want to aim for a full team of 90 come the end. And I know players will be old, but I'm keeping to what I say, as look at the ages of some. We've got 2 40-year-olds. They can't retire though. I've made sure they can't retire, so we stuck with every player that we've got. So we might as well keep training them. Pump them up for next season as we win the Community Shield. That is another trophy if I decide to count it. And that's actually a big if, as I've skipped the first game of the season by accident. And we lost to Bournemouth. That's actually horrific, as our Champions League group isn't. Come on, lads, now we need to be winning this. Not just reaching the final, as we haven't got a Ballon d'Or winner. Look at that. It was Vinicius Jr. I personally believe that is a disgrace. We should have got a player winning it, as it doesn't matter though. Winning the Premier League in 2 successive seasons as only 76 points. That's quite disappointing. Still, Max, don't be complaining. Don't be complaining as we don't win the FA Cup this year. Beaten by Man City? I think the only team that should be beating us, really, but in the Carabao Cup, we got beat by Cambridge. That is our worst defeat, as we're going backwards this time in the Champions League. We won the group, 6 wins out of 6. Round of 16, we beat Madrid, and then the quarterfinals, we lost to Madrid. We can't get past the quarterfinals. And we're 7 seasons deep now. We do need a trophy, because players will decrease. I see it in Alisson and also Bruno Fernandes, not to mention our bench, which I can't believe I'm saying, but Modric is still 84. One player that really hasn't worked out for us, though, is Wilfried Zaha at 51 rated at 37. Modric putting him to shame, as Rafinha putting everyone to shame with 34 goals. And Kudus with 28. And it looks like the owner of the club, whoever it is, has been harvesting money from our transfer budget. Sure, we can't spend it, but that's a little dodgy, taking 300 million. That's very, very mysterious. Maybe it's, I don't know, a punishment for not doing well in the Champions League just yet, you know, as we've got 90 rated all round. Can't see everyone for international duty, but it looks like just Alisson and Hincapié are the only ones below 90. And that's actually a shame, you know, because I don't see Alisson wherever he is. There he is. I can't see him going back up to 90. 37-year-old, yep, I think we've lost it out on him. That's a shame, you know. But we still could have 10 outfield players. All 90 rated, as of course we want more trophies as well, as we hammer West Ham. That's a bit, well, topical. In the Community Shield again, as we've got the Champions League again, and I'm surprised that's a quite difficult group. Still, we should be winning it though, as I'm gonna sim on to see if one of our players hopefully wins the Ballon d'Or. Praying for Rafinha, as all my days. He sat there in the golden suit, and I think I know what that means. Get in there, Rafi boy. Absolutely love that. We've got the world's best player in our team, so surely now that is the confidence boost that we really needed to prove to ourselves that we can win the Champions League. And the team with the world's best player should be winning the world's best trophy. Not the second best. Europa League, come on. I mean, we have won a trophy, so stick it in the cabinet, Max. I know that's a big one. Still not what we wanted, though. We beat Napoli and Leipzig on the way, but it means we must have gone out in our group stage for once. Yep, by a point. And 8 seasons in with the team of the season. That is very poor. Am I losing my ability to manage? Well, I'm still managing the Premier League. That is 3 on the bounce, yet again with low points. As FA Cup, Brighton and Arsenal. Don't care who we got beat by, as we got beat 5-4 in the final. Congratulations to Villa. That is some win, as something I've got to say is Bisek is the highest rated. I did not expect it. Think Doku will become the best though, 94 rated at 29. But Rafinha with 56 goals. As I'm incredibly jealous. Jealous of Juventus and Josh Cavadio with one hand on the Champions League trophy. As we need to be doing that, and we're into our penultimate season, and last year's squad would have been the best we could ever have. It was all 90 rated, but now Bruno's is coming down a bit, and I can't believe it. Modric is literally stuck. Frozen in time, as his stats are still quite decent. 83 passing at what? 45 years old? Yep, that's incredible. He's still got over $1 million for his evaluation. 7.5 million. And when you look at players like Klaus, who's now 58 rated, that is embarrassing, you know. As how are the ratings? 42 on Zaha. Unbelievable, Jeff. And you can see they're all unbalanced. I've just stop training players that I don't plan on using. I mean, I do need to train Costa, who's down there at the bottom and hasn't really hit the heights. Feels so bad for him. He had so much potential to become another Ronaldo, and he's just a bench player, really. But a bench player that could be good, as we've got a Community Shield and a Super Cup this year. I'm going to sim through both. As we win the Community Shield, that's good. But where is the Super Cup? Here it is. And we lose to the Champions League winners, which we still aim to be ourselves, with Monaco, Salzburg and Slavia Praha. That should be an easier group. And understandably so. No Ballon d'Or winner when we was playing in the Europa League. And it's understandable as well because our players are getting worse. I mean, we do have some good players in Doku and Bisek. I believe two of the highest rated players I've ever had in any save I have ever done. Especially Jeremy Doku, which highlights how important winning the Champions League may be this year. We can't leave it to next year as we only come third in the Premier League. Means we will have a shot though at the Champions League title. Wolves and Brentford? How are we not getting into finals? As Carabao Cup, Brighton have just been such a good team. As we go into the Champions League, no, we're not in the final. Made it to the semis for the first time in a while. And 3-3 on aggregate means we won the first game 3-2, lost the second 1-0 and went out 6-5 on penalties. That is a shambles after beating Leipzig and Celtic. Honestly, times like that, I wish I was in the Europa League winning that for fun. As we've got Rafinha score 45, and now 24 assists from our Hungarian Dominik Szoboszlai heading into our final season, where we need to gather as many trophies as possible. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be so difficult, because our squad, like I said, you can see 86ers. That's shambolic. Bruno Fernandes is almost the same rating as Luka Modric at 46. As I also want to see lowest rated, I'm still interested by that. Wilfred Zaha is 33 rated. Honestly, mate, go out somewhere, be a coach, be anything. I'm actually gonna, well, I was gonna try and release him. Looks like his contract is up and he's probably going to retire. Everyone in their final year of contract this year. Of course, I made it so the challenge would end with everyone's contracts, and it's going to be sad to see maybe where players end up. Saying that, they'll all retire, apart from every Doku has gone down to a 96 because of an ankle injury. Think that's the first time anyone's actually gone down in this save due to an injury, and not actually just due to being an old boy. As we know, our aim for this year, it has got to be to win the Champions League. We had no Super Cup or Community Shield. So as Pep Guardiola says, no fixture congestion, and we're going straight into the Champions League with what should be a relatively easy group. Hey, and I thought I'd be cheeky and check if we won the Ballon d'Or with any player. It's actually the Player of the Month Rafinha wins. So we're going straight to the end. And how does the final year go for Team of the Season? We do win the Premier League, again on low points. Winning it over Brentford is a weird feeling as well, as in the FA Cup. That is a double completed. Love it, lads. As the Carabao Cup, oh my days, we didn't win that one. Oh dear. Is it only a double though? We won our group, we beat Nice, we beat Lyon, and we lost to Barcelona. That means after 10 seasons with 11 of the world's best players, we have not won the Champions League. Embarrassing. Good job it wasn't the aim, as we almost got a 99 rated. It was Jeremy Doku who held up at 98. Oh, and same with Bisek. I mean, them two will have big futures. Watch this space in real life as the rest of the team's going down. A 29 rated as well. A 29 rated Zaha. He's been, well, a standout for the wrong reasons, with Bisek being the best, alphabetically anyway, and Rafinha scoring 33, Doku getting a lot of contribution, and that is about it. We haven't had to play a game in this save. We finished with a double. which isn't the worst thing overall. And these are all the trophies that we've managed to win in 10 seasons with what is the world's best formed team. If you want me to do this with just maybe another existing club making transfers and everything, comment it down below. As in the meantime, if you want another video to watch, click on my face, click at the side of me, as thank you very much. I will see you in the next one.